Hard Times at part three, the second NWA I've managed to watch. I think the third that my co-host Fiona has managed to watch. But Fiona, I understand in Scotland it's even sunny. Yeah.
It's beautiful. I got home from work and I had a cup of tea in the garden on the grass and it was lovely and it's still blue skies and sunshine. So I might get back out after this. Who knows?
It's freezing here.
It's not. It's almost. I have my jacket on. Hi, AJ. I'm like pure Kazana jacket. It's still jacket weather. It's almost t-shirt weather today though. So close.
Not for me, right? Bloody cold. Anyway, let's let's get on with it. Fast time. Devil's Due. This one
Mm-hmm.
called. Because obviously we had a lot to do with the Miserably Faithful, which we'll get into there in the main event. At the start of it was the nice little promo hyping up Kenzie and Markova's match, which I know me and you have differing views on, which will be quite interesting to a degree.
Yeah.
To a degree. We're not going to
Yeah.
all blow an argument. To a degree, we have differing views. But it did start off with Alex Misery and Mecha Wolf, the new team. It's both trying to impress Vampiro. I think that's what
Uh-huh.
they're trying to get off against the Daisy Kill and Talos, a team that you're still not quite convinced on.
I don't know why. I'm just not sold on them. I'm sorry, guys, but there's just I don't know.
Wouldn't want to say that to Talos' face. So seven. Well, you would better say it.
He's tall. He's probably a pussycat.
I'd rather you say that than me. Daisy Kill gives off Brian Pillman vibes
He does a little bit. Yeah, I can see that.
with his
Just get
hair.
rid of the stupid ukulele and his stupid songs.
Did like the song. Doesn't like Alabama though, does he?
I don't think he likes anything, to be honest with you.
It was actually a really good match though, this tag. It really sort of
It's a
kicked off.
good opener, a really good opener for the show.
Yeah, really strong. I mean, you sort of Mecca and Alex were kind of one up in themselves, really, wasn't they? With all the high flying spots, trying to kind of outdo one another. Maybe Vampiro was watching, and well, Vampiro was actually out a bit later on, which will be
Yeah.
interesting to get your thoughts on that in a minute. But it was really good, actually. I think it went about 6 to 8 minutes, and then
Which seems like nothing really.
uh,
Like,
when on the grander scheme of things, it doesn't seem like nothing. But in an hour show with one match that does go very long, well, longish, and the main
yeah.
goes quite some time as well. I mean, I think the show this week was like 51 minutes or something like that. I think.
I thought it was shorter than that. I thought it was only about 45, but
Yeah,
I don't know. Maybe I could be wrong.
I will check whilst I'm here and whilst we're on because I've got it on my little play cloud, my play on cloud. That it went 51. Yeah, this
Oh, there
week
you go. Okay.
43 last week, 51 this week.
Wow.
Go,
Okay.
go figure. I know it doesn't sound that way, does it? But they did start. There was a lot of I mean, Talos is quick for his size.
Hmm.
And that boy, it reminds me of Will Cruz a little bit in terms of the way he can move. Not in size, in stature,
Yeah.
but in the fact that he's a big guy that can run.
Okay.
Certainly can run. I mean, he was sort of plucking them out of the air. He was doing a lot of the hard graft, shall we say, in terms of not, squatting them away. And in the end, he done a huge choke slam for them to pick up the win.
Huge boot before the choke slam.
Two.
Sod getting caught by that. Oh my goodness. And it was the double pin as well. He had
Double
both
pin.
of them.
And
So
it was the qualifier for the United States.
it was.
Indeed.
Could Talos and Daisy Kill be two-time US title champ?
Well, I'm going to say no. I don't think they're going to. Well,
I would like to say no, but you never know. It's wrestling, anything goes.
it is true because they did run down the match list for next week. We'll get into that though at the end because we might as well go through Powerr and go next week because there's another tag match next week that I'm pretty sure is another qualifier. But they did interview the Southern Six. Now we have to talk about one match for next week already because the Southern Six are being interviewed because next week they take on Knox and Murdoch inside a steel
I
cage.
am so excited to see that. Oh my goodness. So excited.
I can't wait for that myself. They did say that they basically the promo was they run the whole division.
Yeah.
Ricky Morton was there as well. Was Philbody? I think he was he? I don't know.
No, it was
It
Ricky,
was Ricky
Kerry,
and Kerry and
and
Alex.
Alex. Was that not round about the time Thrillbilly had the house fire,
Could have been. May well have been.
potentially.
He's also got EC3 to contend with, right?
He does, yeah. Yeah.
There is that. Alex Taylor's interview is available. It will be by the time this goes out anyway. So please feel free to check our interview that we done with Alex Taylor this past weekend. It was a great,
Good little chat.
good little chat.
Definitely a good little chat. Yeah.
Loves to be in character still. So if you're looking for an out of character interview, that's probably not for you, but watch it anyway because it's a lot of fun. So yes, and then we get on to the women's world championship. When we said we're going to have some different views on this, and I get where you're coming from, though. I do understand what you mean. But go ahead.
No, so I love Kenzie. Markova, I don't think I've ever been really sold on, but she's a solid worker and
Yeah.
she looks great. But she wrestles in trainers and it drives me up the wall. Right? I'm sorry, but it's just a total pet hate of mine. She wrestles in trainers and kick pads, and I'm just like, get a pair of boots. But they had a phenomenal match, and I thought they did really well. But my kind of gripe with it was that there was so many kickouts on what I would deem finishing moves that kind of took the actual shine off the finish for me.
Yeah.
Multiple Kenzie Cutter kickouts. I can't remember what Markova's finisher's called.
Not can I haven't written it down. Well, not the
I
name
can't
of it.
remember, but yeah, multiple kickouts on what should be a finisher. Just that doesn't work for me. It makes the finish when it actually does happen look weak. In my books, I'm not saying I'm right, I'm not saying I'm wrong, but that is just my opinion. It makes it look weak. So that kind of, I was kind of like, nah, at the end of it. Glad Kenzie retained. Again, no disrespect to Markova, but she's gone for that title belt on multiple times now, multiple occasions between the Kenzie's predecessor, Camille, and also Kenzie. It's what else is there for her? Like, I wouldn't be giving her another title shot now, but who else would you give it to? I think we've spoken about that before.
Yeah, we have.
It was a good match, though. Other than that, there were some really, really good spots in it outside the ring,
A
inside the
suplex on the
ring.
concrete.
Yeah, and that's it. There's no mat straight onto concrete. There was no mats or anything. So there was a couple of hard falls on the outside that I was like, oh, that looks nasty. But yeah, just too many kickouts on the finishes for me.
I would generally agree with you up until about 3 years ago, and I've started to get used to it now. But the NWA was one of those ones, probably one of the last ones that have they normally do that. Normally in NWA, when you hit your finish, it's done. This was one of the first matches I've seen that when the finish has been hit in the NWA, and they did kick out at 2.9, as you rightfully said on a number of occasions. I've gotten used to it.
And that's it, though. It wasn't just once or twice.
No.
It was multiple times. Twice I would let it happen, but it was way more than that.
Yeah, exactly. There was quite a lot. To put it mildly, just go and watch a Young Bucks match in AEW, and you'll probably get the
Fair.
gist of what we're talking about. I thought it was bloody brilliant. I loved it.
That's
Loved
it, though. The girls can go.
Yeah.
They can absolutely go, and they did go. And they both like, they both look solid in the ring
Yes.
as well. Like their hits look solid, their kicks look solid. There's nothing. It looks like I kind of watch the two of them and think, I'm glad I'm not in that ring with them because that looks painful.
Yeah, they do. They did leave it all in there. They certainly laid it in thick. Yeah, I thought it was great. As you say, Kenzie did finally probably cut a free. There was a couple of times when he got reversed, but it wasn't
Yeah.
the end of what happened. Kenzie left celebrating up, and up comes Vampiro.
Well, can I just go back
Oh,
because
go.
Deals pointed something out as well. It
Go, go, go.
looked like there was a little tights hold
She
on
did
the.
hook the tights. Yes.
Yeah.
I
Not
think.
that there's much in Markova's tights to hook onto, to be fair, but
Wow.
there was a little
Yeah.
there was a little hold on to the tights for the pin there, which Deals quite rightly picked up on, so that's interesting.
He did, yeah. That was quite, say, quite concerning at one point when she did hook the tights because it wouldn't have left a lot to the imagination that she had got a full grip of what was there. Luckily enough, she managed just to grab a bit of the tights and pick up the victory. Yes, I think it was more Joe Garley that done it, and Danny Deals was excusing it. Or, well, you know what he's like. You know what Danny's like. He loves it. Well, he doesn't like it when things go bad for the heels. But this time he sort of brushed it off. But you're right, it did get picked up. There was a hook of the tights after Kenzie cut, I think, 3 at this point in the match.
Yeah.
Wasn't the end though. After that,
Mhm.
Vampiro come out with some a black wreath. I want to say black roses or whatever you want.
It was a beautiful black bunch of roses. I was like, here, I'll have them if no one else wants them. Vampiro, send them this way. I like a black rose.
If you've still got them vamps, fees your lady, she'll
They'll probably
happily
be dead
accept.
by now, let's be honest.
Yeah, it probably will be. I suppose in a way to try and tempt her to the dark side, which didn't
Yeah,
be
well, they've
successful.
already had the conversation. I think, I don't know if it was last week or the week before, there was a little spot with
Yeah,
Markova backstage and
last week.
and Vampiro basically saying, look, I can help you, but there's a small price to pay. So he's working on her. He is working on her.
We
But
were,
she walked away. She dropped the roses,
yeah.
looked at Alex Misery, looked at Vampiro, and off she went.
Funnily enough, there was talking on Twitter today with a couple of the Alliance blog, and there was one other person in the conversation. We are talking about if Markova will eventually go over to the dark side, and I think the general consensus was it will happen.
It's just a matter of when and what price is she willing to pay for it.
Well, surely she ain't going to get another title shot.
But that wouldn't be a price she would pay though.
No, I guess not. I guess not.
So I don't know. I really don't know. I think it's an interesting concept and potentially an interesting story. So I'll keep an eye on it.
We'll keep an eye on it as we roll through to another Hard Times next week, part 4. It'll be next week. But Miserably Faithful did have a promo after that as well. Basically, it made an interesting thing. I think Jim Mitchell at the end, and promo. They've got a lot of brilliant promos, like guys that can cut great promos. I mean, Vampiro obviously is one, and
Some of
Jim.
his have been amazing.
Yeah, and Jim Mitchell is just mustard, isn't he? On the
Yeah, he's so good.
and,
So good.
and he set this up, and he kind of said, "Well, just remember, Mims, not all friends are faithful." As at the end, and it got me thinking something else. The total opposite happened, but it got me thinking, it got me thinking that something else might happen, which leads us into Magnum Muscle and Custom Drake.
Carson Drake.
It was superb during this. So I just want to, from my mind, Carson Drake is a heel, right? Oh, and he was in a face team to begin with. He was trying to get in front of him. He was doing so much funny stuff at the start, wasn't he?
But yeah, and it kicked off. Was it Max?
Yeah.
So it was Max, Gags, and Judias for the
Yes.
Miserably Faithful.
Yeah.
Which was, yeah, they're quite a formidable threesome to face, let's be honest.
Yeah, you got Gags, who is very eccentric and very, weird. You got Judias, that's just massively
Man
tall.
Mountain, yeah.
And then you've got Max.
And Max is just
Max
not scared of any shit in the world.
Yep.
Max will destroy you. Hence, she's Max. Was it Max the Impaler?
Max
Is
the
it Max the
Impaler.
Impaler? Yeah, I was about to say Max the Destroyer, but Max the Impaler. Yeah, so Max is they are just a scary human being. I would not like to be standing in the ring against them, put it that way.
Calling her the non-binary something. I can't remember. The non-binary.
The non-binary nightmare.
That's it. So we've now in wrestling, we've now got the American Nightmare and we've got the non-binary Nightmare in Max. And Max wasn't afraid to get there, to get in there. I mean, the fact Mims was really trying to get to Max for the majority of it. It was always about Mims getting to Max because obviously Max took the title away from him as well.
Yeah.
But it was really good, actually. There was some really good agility from a lot of these in the match as well. In the end, there was a big spear and a clothesline on Draper, which picked up the one. There was a bit where Mims was trying to get the tag and they pulled them 2 down.
Yeah.
In the match as well. Eventually, Draper gets the pin on him,
Yeah, Sal comes out at some point as well.
Sal, can I forget? I've got it here. Sal caught, yes,
Sal the Salvation and
yes.
his beautiful white ensemble compared to everyone else's dark. So that was fun. It's good to see Sal actually. I hope we get to see him wrestle again soon.
I do. I'm not sure about the yogurt commercial suit, but he's looks like he's going to be doing he'll be on a yogurt commercial for us. It's Ski, I think the brand used to be. But nevertheless, yes, he did. I did write that down. Apart from there was a springboard back elbow bit for the show brilliant agility. Then Sal come out, and then there was a spear and clothesline on Draper, which got the 1, 2, 3, and then Mims just snaps.
Yeah.
He goes mad. He goes on Draper. He's literally battering him, and then as he leaves the ring, which is what I was cracking up about. Carson Drake comes in and starts leveling Draper himself, and then they still went to the outside.
Yeah, well, yeah, they come it's the outside and Mims is still walking away and Draper's like, what's that all about behind him, kind of chasing him up the ramp onto the stage. So
That was brilliant. But it ended with Mims throwing Draper through the cage setting at
yeah,
the front of the not the front, but at the stage level of the power station. Is it called? Is that
the
what
power station, that's the one.
the power station? Which is crazy. Crazy end.
So is that the end of Mims and Draper? Are they going to
100%.
Crockett Cup together? Who knows? Will it be Carson and Draper? Is Mims going to look for another tag team partner? We have no idea.
We don't, and obviously that is. Have they taping that soon? Is it? Or
The Crockett Cup's on the 18th.
yeah, it's on
So
the
2 weeks on Saturday.
2 weeks Saturday they record it. So that's going to be a while before we see it, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it will be because the Tampa tapings have still to air as well. So
And that's a lot of them are I think are some qualifiers or something like that from the gist of what we've been told. Anyway,
yeah,
we're going to have some qualifiers on there, so we won't find out. But next week, as we've already discussed, there is the steel cage match that we're really looking forward to. When was the last
yeah.
cage match on Power?
What's that?
When was the last cage match on Power, you encyclopedia of knowledge?
I don't think there has been one, has there?
I don't know. That's what I'm asking you.
I genuinely, I don't know. Off the top of my head, you're putting me on the spot. I have no recollection.
No worries. That may be one for the viewers. Comments are now on, so please let us know when the last cage match. I thought maybe EC3 might have been in one, but maybe I'm wrong. There's also the Kids and the Slime Balls. That's got to be a US tag qualifier, sure.
That'll be. Have they not had a match up before?
Yeah, quite recently.
And
The kids
who
one.
came out top on that one?
The kids.
Ooh, are they going to go 2 for 2? I'm intrigued. I'm quite surprised that considering we've just recently seen a match with the two of them in it against each other, that we're seeing another one. Okay, that's interesting.
For the US title and the last call match between AJ Kazana and Anthony Andrews. What is a
Forgot
last
about
call
that.
match? What is a last call match? Is that
Your guess is as good as mine. I have no idea.
The only last call I remember is the pub.
Well, that's what I was thinking. So
They have a street.
who knows?
Maybe a street fight. I see. Now, last week I thought the episode was okay. I really liked this one. I thought it had some really good spots in there. It was a much better one than last week for sure. Next week's one looks, just for the cage match alone.
For the cage match alone, I'm excited to see it. Absolutely.
I would hope that it gets the time, because cage matches are generally not quick.
I know, that's the problem. But then if there's only 3 matches on the show, I guess how long is the show? The show's never going to be 60 minutes, right? No. It's designed for TV. Yep. So I think if it goes over 50, that's a long show for them. I've spoke about before the fact I don't like I like the fact that there's not a lot of filler on them. Yep. So hopefully they will get a good run at it.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope it's going to be 15, 20, please.
Yeah. And I was talking to someone, obviously that's episode 4 of Hard Times, and yes. I was talking to someone last night and they were saying, how are you enjoying the SLE being split into smaller shows? Are you enjoying it? Because I think it's great.
Mm-hmm.
And while it's good, I'm still really sad that it's not a full event. It's kind of lost its I've seen all the hard times. I
Yeah.
loved the pay-per-views when we had them available on Fight or wherever they were. I kind of feel like the big show vibe's been taken away from it.
Hmm.
So I'm a little bit disappointed that it's been split up still, but still a decent show. I've got high hopes for the cage match though. So
Yes, I'm really looking forward to the.
don't disappoint me, boys.
Well, both boys really. Obviously, Alex, who we spoke to last week, and Trevor Knox, Trevor Knox and Murdoch. And it's been a long day. Yeah, Knox and Murdoch. Don't disappoint us next week. I'm sure you won't. I mean, I've
They
seen
won't.
pictures.
I have no doubt it'll be a cracker, but I'm with you. I just hope it gets the time that it deserves.
One thing I do like about it, these tapings happened an ancient time ago, and there's no spoilers.
I know. It's
Brilliant.
so good.
So
The only
refreshing.
stuff I've ever seen is these matches took place or whatever. So occasionally there's stuff on not on Observer, what's the other site? Um what's the one that oh no, is it on Wrestling Observer? I think it might be or F4W or whatever it's
Yeah,
called.
one and two, yeah.
Um, there's quite often this was the card, but yeah, there's no spoilers. It's so cool.
I've seen like one picture of the cage match. No, not the winners or anything like that. I've seen the picture of the cage where and the people like in it, but I haven't seen like who wins it, which is very
Yeah,
refreshing.
I just feel like the NWA fans are so super respectful of the wrestlers and the product that because I know folk that were there,
Mm.
they could quite easily send me stuff. And I've known folk that have been at all the pay-per-views that I've not been at.
Yeah,
And they've always been respectful of my choice not to know the results. But then they'll send me photos of people in the ring and stuff, and they're like, "You can't post it," and I'm like, "No, that's fine. I won't post it." But it's really cool to see. So
exactly that. I agree with that. I think it's great. But see, you also added, you're gonna. I know you've got some time off and stuff like that, but we must start with Inside the Ropes because obviously you've got one coming up with Jake the Snake in June, which you can
we
talk
do
about in a minute.
indeed.
However, I think it was yesterday or maybe the day before.
It was
It
yesterday.
was yesterday. Inside the Ropes announced yet another blockbuster for September.
September the 9th and 10th, we are bringing Amy Dumas, aka Lita, over to the mainland. As far as I'm aware, she's going to be in Ireland for a Comic Con, and then she's coming to London and Glasgow on the 9th and 10th of September for two one-off shows, two completely different shows. I think we're at the Classic Grand in London, and in Glasgow, we are at the Garage, which will be amazing. It's a good venue. Tickets for that go on sale tomorrow night. Well, it's Wednesday night now, so Thursday, the 25th of April, at 7 p.m. itrtix.com. General admission, I think, is round about the £30 mark. I think the VIPs is about £105, give or take. And that gets your autographs and your meet and greet. I am so excited. I think Ollie designed the poster for it. I
Brilliant.
love it. It's proper 80s old school or 80s, 90s old school. It's very much a retro poster. So I'm really looking forward to that. And we've also still got tickets. So that's September 9th and 10th. We've also still got tickets available for Inside the Ropes on the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd of June with none other than Jake the Snake Roberts, which I am really looking forward to as well. I've literally just watched with my son the Jake Roberts and Macho Man Rivals show, which
Oh,
was really good. So
awesome.
I'm excited for that one. So that's cool.
Two different eras that Inside the Ropes are brung over. You've got the sort of Attitude Era, from Lita and sort of mid new generation into Attitude Era, and then you've got the classic, 80s era with Jake, and obviously he's still doing it now in AEW. But to have those two, on shows in June and September, honestly get your tickets. You will not
Yeah,
disappoint.
absolutely. I am so looking forward to these. I'm so excited. All my holidays are in for work, so I'm like, yes.
You get to see that. That is awesome. And I think the British Championship Wrestling announced another event today, or they've
So
come.
yeah, we've announced a show on the 19th of July in East Kilbride. we have in my hometown. Unfortunately, I will not be there. It's been booked when I'm away on holiday with my kiddos, so I'll be away down south with my kiddos in Yorkshire, exploring York and the beaches and Flamingo Land and stuff. So I'll not be there for that. But and then I have some other stuff coming up in May. We've got the WTL May Day show on the 6th of May, PBWBs on the 9th of May. And there's loads of other dates coming up that I will try to remember and scribble down for next time. But before we go on to your chat, and I know you've got lots to catch up on with
Few
Ignite,
bits.
I don't know if you saw before you came on about Burning Heart Pro Wrestling.
I did. The Grizzled Young Veterans announced
Yeah,
Liverpool,
I
right?
am super excited. So if any of you guys aren't aware of this, Burning Heart Pro Wrestling, it's basically a new sort of promotion that's come up in Liverpool, and it's by international wrestlers. So GYV are kind of headlining it at the moment. I don't know who else is involved, but they're going to be running a show at Liverpool Olympia on the 21st of June. Tickets are going on sale for that quite soon. I am very, very excited to see what these guys pull off because I know that they're going to bring a team in for this. So I am sorely tempted to see if I can get down for that. I really, really am.
That
Knowing
will
me,
be
I'll probably have a show that night though. So
that will be really interesting. Yeah, I did see the promo. Plucked my ears up a little, pricked my ears up, sorry, a little bit when
yeah,
I saw that. Be interesting to see who they bring on. Yes, you are right. We have some stuff from Ignite. Obviously, congratulations first off to Smashing Mike for retaining the Ignite, the Turnbuckle men's title against James Ellis. Although yours truly had to get involved in that match, wasn't having at one point the title did change hands. Mr. Ellis decided to use the championship belt, which I wasn't having none of. We're not having our titles changed. Well, especially the turnbuckle title is not changing in that way whatsoever. So I made the referee aware, which then brought CJ out, which then got the match restarted, and Mike then won. So congratulations to Mike. Congratulations also to Adonis Payne for another questionable retention, shall we say, of the Ignite Championship, although you are going to be dealing with a few ghosts of your Christmas past. In Buckle Up, our event in July 14th, and I can say right now that we are 70% sold in 3 days.
nice.
Lovely. But Adonis, yes, unfortunately, you're going to be putting that title up along the line against Tommy Kyle, the man that you questionably beat on Sunday, just gone. The man that you beat when you when you cashed in your shot, Mr. Gene Money, will also be there to try and take that title back. And the hitting the turnbuckle choice, because we wanted to make it a fatal four-way, was man like Dries. So you're going to be you're going to you're going to be having a few problems, shall we say, retaining at Buckle Up. Mark True won, unfortunately, in the pain in my ass, won the #1 contendership for the Turnbuckle Championship. So he will be smashing Mike's opponent in July. If he wins, I think I may I don't know what I'll do because he will never let me hear the end.
What?
Well, Mark, from the day that we announced the title, he's been saying that he wanted me to hand the title to him. And so now he gets the chance to get the championship in July. I will not be looking forward to that. And also, Corey McRae announced that if he doesn't win his next match in July, he will be leaving Ignite Wrestling.
Does he have an
Your
opponent yet?
Not yet. I was about to say,
Okay.
I will have the pleasure of announcing your opponent in the coming weeks. Corey, you did say to me not to take it easy on you. Apologies in advance, Mr. McRae. Yeah, good luck with that. But yeah, tickets are still on sale. Go to 96, go to Eventbrite, put in Buckle Up 2, and literally, yeah, the tickets are pretty much not there. So you better hurry up if you want to come along and have celebrate Ignite's version of WrestleMania and our joint sponsored show. Be great to see you all. Hopefully, Her Majesty next to me here will be attending as well. Your ticket has been reserved, so next to me and Rachel for that. So hopefully you will be there. But we will be back next week with Hard Times Part 4 for the cage match. We could hopefully announce a new guest coming on. I can't do it yet because we haven't got the date and the time confirmed, but I have had a yes from an NWA champion. We are just waiting dot the I's and cross the T's, but there's no contract. We're just waiting for the times and the dates, and then we'll get it announced for another spotlight show. Could have another potential spotlight fee coming on as well. Again, that we
Mhm.
can't really elaborate much on that one, just because again we're not at that stage yet where we can pretty much confirm it out there. But it's another massive name in the NWA, so we look forward to interviewing those. But Fee, enjoy the rest of your week.
I shall indeed. And my
And
weekend off. Oh, I'm so excited.
to be fair, I've also got a weekend off after last week. Last week's shows that knackers you out. I don't know why. I didn't even do anything. Well, apart from slam my hand down on the ring, I prevent the title change from happening. I didn't really do anything, but it does kill you. I mean, it's adrenaline, isn't it? Or you're running off that
Yeah.
with that high. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the week off this week for sure. But yeah, Progress Wrestling at the end of May, Super Strong Style 16, a 2-dayer.
That looks so good.
Yeah, Mike Santana's been announced. They've announced a lot of names. Luke Jacobs. They've announced a couple of other names for it as well. And then on July 28th, sorry, I'll also be at the Devil on My Shoulder Progress show. I think that's Progress Chapter 169. And they've just announced that the Cheeky Little Buggers, which is Charles Crowley and Alexis Falcon, will be going against.
Love.
Yeah,
All the love for those two.
and they're going against Effie, and I can't remember the other guy's name. I can't remember the other girl's name on it off the top of my head. Let me just log into my Progress thing that we get a part of it. They're called Bussy, Bussy. Doesn't say who the girl is, but it's Effie and a girl that I'm not sure of. So apologies for not knowing who you are. But it is Progress Chapter 169. It is called The Devil on My Shoulder. That'll be on the Electric Ballroom on the 28th of July. Super Strong Star is on the end of the bank holiday weekend at the end of May. We'll be there as well. Fee, have a lovely end of the week. Enjoy your weekend off. We'll be back.
I will indeed. Thank you. Ali Catch.
Ali, is that who it is?
Ali Catch and Effie. There you go.
One with
Sorry,
the
just to
Google.
interrupt there, just before we go off.
No, I prefer that you did that because that's exactly what I was looking for. Someone to help me with that. So that's brilliant. Thank you for that. Enjoy the weekend. We'll be back next week with the NWA Hard Times Part 4. Until then, everybody, good
Bye.
night.